That's why we shout hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Mighty Father, in the name of Jesus, we thank you. Father, we give you praise, we give you honor, we give you adoration. Father, we thank you for the things you have done, the things you're doing right now. And we thank you for everything that you're about to do for us. Father, we give you praise, we give you honor, we give you adoration. Thank you, Father, because this time in your presence is going to be wow. Amen. Because you're going to visit us with your greatness, amen, with your fullness, amen, in the mighty name of Jesus. Amen. Thank you, awesome Father. Thank you, Lord. To you be all the glory, Lord, amen, all the honor, amen, and all the majesty. Amen. And in Christ's mighty name we worship. Amen. Let all of God's people, wherever you are on the face of the earth, at the area of my voice, declare a loud amen. Amen. And you said that amen. Please appreciate the Most High God where you are. I didn't say you should appreciate me. You appreciate the Most High God. Welcome in the mighty name of Jesus. Amen. And I believe the startup is better today than usual. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So and I hope the social media is up too. Yes, sir. And like I always tell all of us, especially our brethren joining online, please feel free to share. It's the truth. The truth is not confined to anybody, okay? Once it's a blessing to you, we shall now also encourage our online brethren. Always subscribe to the channel so that you can be notified whenever the service starts on Wednesday, 6 p.m. Nigerian time, and 2 p.m. in the afternoon of Sunday, and any other time that's a special program. You're almost welcome in the mighty name of Jesus. Amen. Amen. I'm particularly excited today because today is one of those days that an average human being, especially religious people, especially we Christians, will go crazy. Why do I say I'm particularly excited today? I say an average human being, I didn't just say Christian. Once you are religious, most likely you go crazy today. I will show you how now shortly. But while I want to show you how shortly, please turn your Bible to 2 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 8, please. 2 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 8. And please don't forget, even though things are done decently and in order, number one, apart from the hearing of the word, apart from the ministry of the word, is actually you be able to ask your questions. I hope we got that. Yes, sir. It is religion that tells you that the only time you ask God question is in prayer. That is not so. To be able to ask God primarily when you are hearing the word. In fact, Apostle said anytime any minister is speaking, that the hearers should what? Judge. How do you judge what you are hearing? Is by asking questions about it, okay? Okay? I didn't say question the minister. There's a difference. When you're questioning somebody, you already have your pre-opinion, and you are not ready to shift. But when you are asking questions, you want to know. What you know before runs contrary to what you are hearing. And any genuine and faithful minister will never react to you asking questions. He will subject it to 2 or 3 witnesses in God's word so that the truth can be established. I hope we are good people of God.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Please, if you see much that I'm sharing on your screen, please let me know. Because we need a lot of this today. And I believe all of us, we already have our updates on our in our mailboxes and on our phones, please.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. You're welcome. Like I said, I'm excited today because on a day like today, an average human, what did I say happens to us? An average human being goes, especially with believers. So I want to show you shortly.
That's what it is.
Hope we're still together, people of God, please.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are open to 2 Corinthians chapter 13. Verse 8. So can we all see what on the screen is? Yes, sir. What we have on our screen, do you think I'm writing on our screen, please? Beautiful. That's today's date. We can all see that. Because in the normal way that we normally write days, we start with day. That's why you have 02. Not following people of God.
Yes,
Which is the second day. Another 02. Which is second month. Then this year has been named year what? 2020. Actually, should we do something? That's why I say a lot of people are mad. Including some of us. But time I will show you the madness. Let's do it backwards. What do it the right way again? Are we ready?
Yes, sir.
Let's go. 02, which stands for day. 02, which stands for 2020, which stands for the year. Now let's do the backward. 02, the day. 02 for month 2020. There's one of you that have gotten text.
Yes.
I will tell you that today something 1,000 years. So something. My prayer for everyone of me, our brain wake up finally. Because if this day and age, you are still subjecting yourself to this. Okay. So let's start with God's word to see why this is pure foolishness. Are we ready?
Yes.
Because 2 Corinthians 13 verse 8 says, for we can do nothing against the truth, but for the truth, which is the truth that does matter. During last week, I explained to us why that is so. And if you can remember, I told every one of us that the attributes of God, which each and every one of us as an individual, and some of us will have a crowd problem. What did I say? Some of us have. Or what I call an identity crisis. Now, what I mean by that is this. Many of us, we are a people's person. And let me tell you, it's a fallacy, it's an illusion. You are not created as a crowd. What did I just say, those people?
I'm not created as a crowd.
In fact, let me tell you something that you're going to hear today. I keep on saying it. And I hope you all latch on to this. The moment you are an adult, are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Guess what? Your identity becomes one of the states in Nigeria. Specifically, the state is Oyo State. But if you want to spell Oyo, how do you spell it? O-Y-O. But you know what O-Y means in English? On your own. It's true. Anybody who tells you otherwise, they're just deceiving you. And they are making fool of your brain. No matter, even if you are an identical twin, the moment you are an adult, you are O-Y-O. All these things that you need to do something, to be something, in a lie. The best anybody can be to you is a blessing, but not make you. What you are today as an adult is what you did yesterday. Other people can come in as a blessing or as a curse. I'm not sure you're getting it.
Yes,
Now, look at your screen. Let me tell you what blessing and go. We are still coming back to this foolishness of today relative to date. Can you see that sign on your screen? That blue sign, what is that sign? If you want to say plus in English, calm down. If you want to say plus in English, what do you say? It's kind of hard. Is that the old professor saying that? It's addition. And this other sign is called a mitral sign. What do you say if you use English? Now, we all know what it's called to multiply something, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
And to divide something. Yes. Do you know that no matter how big or small a number is, when that number is multiplied or subtracted with a plus, it's a plus. But if it is multiplied by minus or divided by minus, it changes to a minus.
Yes.
Now let me tell you, people of God, the proof of life. Whatever the number is as I'm talking now, whether you are zero, no, not zero, whether you are 1 or 1 billion, you know the difference between 1 and 1 billion. The other person in this life, no matter who that person is, whether your father, your mother, or your adult child, or your husband, or your wife, or your friend, or your sister, or your brother, am I with you, or your enemy? The only thing they can do is to change your sign. But that to determine that you will be a billion in a life, you determine that. What every other person, adult, is doing in your life, they're either a plus or a minus. But your value, you determine it. That's why I'm telling you on the authority of God today. Listen to me, people of God. If Christ comes now, of course, not coming. If rapture takes place, it's not yet going to happen. But that's why I'm using the word if, not when. If rapture takes place and you find yourself in heaven, guess what? Your pastor didn't take you there. You took yourself. But because I told you the truth, are you with me?
Yes, sir.
I became a blessing in your life. But I'm not the one that took you there. I'm not sure if you're getting this. Let me use you brothers as an example. I've showed you from God's word. We're going to see more of you today. Once you're a man, that is, you're in a man's house. Brothers, I hope you are all ears.
Yes, sir.
Once you're in a man's house, there's nothing you can do about it. Sisters, I hope you are not there for. Sisters, I don't even know it's on your case. I just hope you are not there. What I'm saying. So, brothers, listen. Once you find yourself in this man's house, there's nothing you can do. Once it comes to this house as a man, need a woman. No matter how successful you are, will I shock you and make you sad? Huh? No queen needs you. In fact, you're a liability in a queen's life. I've told you before, brothers, that woman in your life that needs you is not a queen. No queen ever needs a man. Even queen doesn't need a king. Queen makes a king. They don't need a king. It's a king self that needs a queen. So if a king needs a queen, you know that domineering men, seducing men, transactional men, men slave and wounded men, their own don't finish. If proper men even needs, brother, you see what is deceiving you now. Once a woman is not a queen, that's when they become a liability. That's when they will act as if they need you. And that's what gives you the impression that they need you. But still, listen, brothers. Despite the fact that even as a king, you need a queen. Please listen. That queen is not going to change you. If you remain a king, it's your choice. The best a queen is going to do in your life is to be a blessing to you. I'm not sure you are getting what I'm talking about. I remember some time ago, I was in a meeting. I was just about to go for a meeting to minister. And as a couple who was around, and innocently, the husband, innocently, there is what is called sin on innocence. You put your leg into trouble that you don't know is a trouble. The brother took an insolent step which would have landed him in trouble. But you see, the wife, being a queen, stepped in, even without the brother knowing what he did, and buffered it. I'm not sure you're getting it. Despite that, the wife, who is a queen, is a blessing to her husband in that incident, she's still not the one that is going to determine. I'm not sure if I'm making some sense. Well, see, life, we have this wrong view that somebody needs me, I need somebody. It's not true. The only people on earth who need people. Okay, you can tell me people on earth that need people. Yeah, let me see whether I've been wasting my time all these years. Oh, yeah. You will not be go whisper. Anybody will go talk, you go talk. Okay.
People that have challenges.
Hold on, sir. Women don't dey talk. Okay, the first one, children. Okay, if I'm going to take care for those of you said children, answer this. You that you didn't answer, don't help them to answer. Why did you say children?
Because children cannot do it.
Go ahead, grandma. Why did you say children, man?
Because children are innocent, they are God's heritage, and they follow the examples that is.
Why are they God's heritage? Why are they innocent? Why do they follow the adults' example? Others won't be scared. Help grandma out. Oh, yeah.
The next is our duty to teach them the way they should go.
Why is it your duty to teach them the way they should go?
I think because children cannot do anything themselves.
Why is it that children cannot do anything for themselves?
Because children, they don't know their left or their right.
That no, they don't know what.
It's not that.
Whether right or left or center. Why is it that you don't know their right and left and center? And front and reverse? Everything in life has a reason.
Because they are kids. They are.
Why are they kids? Why are they kids?
Because their spirit is not yet fully.
Why is their spirit not yet formed? I say it's very easy to do it. After service, everybody say thank you, Pastor. And I just say I'm not. When I know that many of you, that thank you, Pastor, you didn't finish it. So some of you, the finish of that say there, thank you, Pastor, for wasting my time. Yes.
They depend on us and our thoughts.
Why do they depend on adults? Yes, now why do they? Everything has a reason. Why do they depend on adults? Is that reason? Nobody is telling me the reason. Of course, the answer, one of the people that these people are kids, and they say that is definitely right. Okay? But why? Why kids? See now. Go ahead, Grandma.
I wanted to say, can it be because they are angels behold the faces of the Lord and nothing of the earthly is?
Grandma is right. No, that's okay. Grandma has said. But I wanted to say,
Now, lie.
they cannot.
Now, lie. I didn't say na lie, man. Actually, Grandma's answer is 70%. So let's appreciate Grandma. That's the power. Bad belly. Don't worry. You two will become Grandma one day.
And Grandma.
You know, we are talking about somebody in the mid-80s, going 90. Continue. Maybe that's how you want you to be appreciated. Continue. Don't mind them, Grandma. Of course, that's 60% of 70% of the answer. The angel behold the face of the Father. So can finish remaining 30%. Yes, go ahead.
Angels are not on earth.
Don't start. Now in paradise, that one. This is academic exercise.
Since I wanted to say,
That's what you want to say.
what I wanted to say that they cannot activate that angels to work on their behalf.
I know you are all of you are sit and all of you are smart people, eh? But I'm looking for truth now, not wisdom.
Okay.
All the answers you are all giving me are wisdom answer. I'm looking for truth. Who will tie the remaining 30%? And the guy said, the angels behold, definitely the angels behold the face of the Father now. Will it be or not? No. Nobody is not saying because they are not or not. Another person is saying that they cannot activate it. How can you activate your not here as a baby or activate it? So all those ones are a smart answer. We're talking truth here. What's the remaining 30%?
Because they are not adults.
Somebody have said is God. I say, why are they not adults? Why is that not the reason? Tell me the remaining reason 30% is back. 2 is equal to 3 plus 1. That's what we are saying. What I want is 4.
Because they cannot do what adults do.
Thinking is a factor of faith.
Why is it that they don't walk by faith? It's still tied to it. Grandma's answer is 70%, the answer, but there's still a 30%. You don't know it. It's just religion that is finished. It's 020222020. That's confusing. You don't know. By the time I say that's what I want to say. After I've said that's always what I want to say. Go ahead, Grandma. If Grandma gets this remaining 30%, you must settle this woman. Go ahead.
I think because of the only student God recommends for failure of all things, that is better for such people.
He said, because their minds are not developed.
Not necessarily. It's not because kids matter. In fact, some kids are more developed. Their minds are more developed than some. That's why they normally say a fool at 40 is a fool forever. There are some adults, they are fool. They translated and checked out. And you have some children who are very, very smart. So it's not that. It's not that. Let me just say it. But I know what the answer is. That's what I wanted to say. Okay, ma, go ahead.
Okay, because
Somebody has said that that's not the reason. Why is their spirit man not developed? It's because the angels in heaven and they are under the influence of adults. Because it's adults that have their angels or demons here on earth. That is why they depend on adults. Everybody, that's why you can't touch. That's what you would have said. So that's people that needs people. Oh yeah, there are more. There are minimum of 3. I've given you a good hint. You said one, children. Yes, children needs adults. Anything that happens to a child, is that child is not giving them training. Are you with me? Or that child, even though he has proper training, is under a wrong influence of an adult. But children are not the only group. Oh yeah, now. So now you go to tell them to tell what you want to.
No. You know, he said something.
Go ahead, Cindy. Say what you said again now. Of course, Jerusalem. Why Jerusalem? Why do Jerusalems? Why do they depend on people?
Because they are in situations that are not of their own making.
The word is not situation. The word is condition. They have conditions that is not of their own making and pass their full operation and working by faith. So because of that, they are dependent on people. There's a difference between situation and condition. Condition is personal. Situation is personal. So it's not situation, it is condition. I hope we got that.
Yes.
Good. Now, there's another category of people that needs people. In fact, any of you that get it high, the thing I will do for you, you go love yourself. You go take God's word more serious in your life. What's the top group of people that don't and people?
The elderly people.
Elderly people are part of it. Because by the time you're elderly, your body is weak. Those forces of faith that involves your body, you will need help and assistance with it. So elderly people are part of Jerusalem.
Angels and demons.
What did you say? I want to be sure I had you right.
Angels or demons?
Are angels people? Because they name girls angels and call men demons, it doesn't mean angels or demons are people. This is for you, sisters. Between a man and a woman, who do they call angel?
Woman.
It's woman. It's woman.
Yes.
Now between an angel and demon, who is higher? Angel. Upon that knowledge, you still believe you need a man. You see that you need spiritual hospital. If with your own mouth you dey name your daughter's angel, name your son's demon, you will still believe when you grow up you need a man. God bless you. Oh yeah, the third category of people that needs the other person. You've seen children, you've seen Jerusalem. Okay, Jerusalem is quite wide. But guess what? This one is the biggest pool of all. It's the widest of all. I don't try. I don't give answer. Yes is the answer.
The faithful ministers. As you need a handmaiden for you to.
See, madam, hold on, grandma. Sit down. Do you know why faithful ministers don't need anybody? Now let me explain what I mean by need. We are all here for a purpose. You understand? And I said once you're an adult human being, you are on your own. What that means is that you don't need another person. Apart from these three categories, there is no human being on earth that needs another person to fulfill their purpose, both here and in eternity. What I need handmaidens for, are you with me? Is to refresh my spirit. You get it? Because as long as I'm preaching this word, I'm making people on that man. Are you with me? And Satan will not look at it to be making his kingdom every day. You get it? That is why God will raise to refresh. That's why you will see me. I will tell anybody who is an handmaid in my life of ministry or any other faithful minister's life of ministry. The moment that minister stops preaching the truth, you do everything to correct him. Don't destroy your own purpose and of him. God will direct you to another faithful minister. That's to tell you that both the faithful minister and the handmaid and the flock don't need another person. In the real sense of fulfilling your purpose. That's why when you follow me as I follow Christ, that me a favor, you are doing yourself a favor. You turn your back on me. You are not affecting me. It's yourself. So it's from that context. I hope you understand that. Can you separate it? I'm not talking about being a blessing. Because we are called to be blessings to one another. I'm a blessing to you anytime I fulfill your purpose. Okay? You're a blessing to me anytime you fulfill your purpose. Capish? But none of us need each other to fulfill that purpose. So it's that we are talking about. Apart from these three categories of people, nobody can not need the other person. You're on your own the day you become an adult. That is why things like culture, marriages, family, religion, culture, tradition, all these things put us in the prison. The war against our soul. Because we think, even though we are adults, we still need something. I'm not sure if I'm making some sense. Go ahead with your contribution. The contribution on that. Okay.
I just want to suggest maybe the unbelievers.
Hold on, Grandma. Let's hear the.
From men need women.
I say.
Hold on, Grandmama. Hold on, ma. The contribution online says men in the sense that they need women. No, it's not men. And I will explain why it's not. It's just based on that same explanation I just explained to Saint Petra. Okay? Women, sisters, please listen. Your grace as a queen makes you a blessing to a man. And brothers have told you, hello, as a man, no matter what you're a king, you can't be a blessing to a woman. It's relative to blessing that womanhood comes in. What I'm asking here, the question is, or the statement I made before I ask the question, that the moment you are an adult human being, you don't need, in fact, let me tell you the truth. This will shock you. The moment you become an adult human being, you don't need God to fulfill your God. Yes. Prove to me that you need God. Let's finish this one. Then you must prove to me that you need God. Since you say no. And if you don't need God, is it not another human being you will need? You don't need God. If you need God, don't you know that when you say that you need God, you are insulting God. That God has a power to help you, is opening his eyes and see you in a mess. You are telling God that is a worse parent than you are as a parent. If you're a good parent, won't you bring your children out of danger? Answer me now.
Yes, sir.
Won't you bring your children out of danger? It's because God can bring you out of that danger. Because you don't need, it's only these three groups that needs another person. I've gotten children because they are angels in the face of the Father, and they are under the influence of angels of adults that surround them, starting from the parental, maternal care around them. Okay? That is their own. Because they are human spirit. If that subject had said human spirit, it would have been right. But the person said their mind, it's not mind, it's the human spirit. Their human spirit is not yet developed. That's why I said you have kids who are smarter than some adults. And you have adults who are more foolish than their children. You have children who are more emotional, who are developed emotionally than you have some adults who are weak emotionally. It's not about emotions, it's not about intellect. It's part body and totally spirit. Because the body of an adult is more matured than the body of a child, okay, and more developed. But when it comes to masculine kids or more, it's total for an adult. That's the difference. And that is why it's from your human spirit you command angels or demons. As an adult, as a woman, as a minister, I hope you are with me, and as a Christian, there are the four groups of people that command angels. Again, adults, women, ministers, and Christians. But you see, it comes from your spirit. Children cannot do that. So they are under the mercy of angels or demons of adults around them. That's why they depend on adults. The second group are Jerusalem. Why Jerusalem? I explained. You're in Jerusalem when you have a condition, not a situation. When you have a condition that impedes as an adult your full functionality in faith. Let me give you an example. If an adult has an hearing challenge, the person will not hear at the frequency in the way a normal adult will hear. And let me tell you, God is a just God. That's why God said, to whom much is given, much is expected. That's one of the reasons why our society is not developed. You know why? Because most of our judicial system here is jungle. But in developed society, once somebody is in Jerusalem, nobody touches them. There's a news item I saw yesterday, and I cried. And somebody will say they are serving God. And they say they are religious, they are Muslims. A boy who is obviously hungry, if you have parental care, will you be an imagine? This boy stole 80 naira bread. And the baker, in the name of his punishing, caught him and burnt his feet on the oven that is being used to make the bread on those stones. That's evil. Don't just squeeze your face. In Lagos, especially Friday, see, there is no evil tribe in Nigeria, also no good tribe in Nigeria. If you are evil, It's not because of your tribe. Just choose to be evil. And if you are good, it has nothing to do with your upbringing. You just chose. You have people with good upbringing. When they became adult, they decided to be evil. In Lagos, some time ago too, an 11-year-old was put to bed. It was put to death. In the name that he stole, is it Gary or something? If you are not insane, it's children that tell you it's hunger. Even if an adult has stole Gary, shouldn't you even give that person more Gary? Yet you have pastors stealing from you every day. In the name. You have men in the name of husband stealing from you every day. You have bosses in the name of you are working for, stealing from you from your effort, underpaying you. You are not talking. You have politicians stealing from you. Nobody. This is not a crazy society. And when somebody will talk, they will be talking that something is wrong. Nothing is wrong. We are the one that is in the wrong. Those are some things that get me off. Those are it. So, you understand Jerusalem now? Because they can't function. Like if it's somebody that is blind now, there's a limit to what the person will see that you and I can see very well. Yes or no? And our body is the beginning of the functionality of faith. We walk from the body to the spirit. God walks from the spirit to the body. So, of course, somebody who is physically changed, you shouldn't expect much from that person because not much is given to that person. That is why Jerusalem depends on people. And as I said, is a challenge to you. And all of you who know the person I'm calling grandma, you must settle her for this service. She just said the group of people, unbelievable. You must translate money. You want to hug your mama? Don't worry. Even me and you will testify. Why unbelievers? Okay, let me ask. Why unbelievers? You can tell me why. You are now scared.
They need the word of God.
So you don't need to come. That's what an unbeliever don't need.
I need, but they want God. Unbelievers, those that they don't know God. So they need
Believers know God. Believers know God. They believe that they go to church building before they serve God. In fact, unbelievers know God more than believers.
Yes, they have to be saved. Unbeliever, they have to be saved. They have.
See, don't forget what we are studying. Okay? I started today. Once you are not done, you don't need God, you don't need anybody. Be your purpose. That there are only 3 groups of people. And we've identified the 3 groups: children, Jerusalem, okay? And the third. My question: why is it that unbelievers? First of all, you need to ask yourself, who are the other people unbelievers? Who are the people unbelievers?
Christians.
Beautiful. So, once you know it's Christians, what is it we have, they don't have? And it, understand? But they need to get saved. Why do they need to get saved? Oh man, if it's about light, man, then it will not be possible that some of us will walk in darkness. It's not the light. Definitely, we are light. Yes, go on.
I think it's because they can't activate angels or demons over themselves, but they are at the mercy of themselves.
Are they not adults?
They are adults.
Answer, please.
They are adults, sir.
When you are an adult, what does your angel or demons determine? Answer, your life. So you see that statement is not correct. That's not why. Even if you are a non-believer, you still determine what happens eventually in your personal life. So it's not that.
Thank you, sir.
But you are partially correct. I know you know the answer, but you just didn't come down to say it. The answer is no unbeliever, ever since the fall of man in Adam, no unbeliever can determine what goes on in life. After Adam fell, Satan started determining what happens in life. Then God started sending prophets to interject. But because prophets themselves have their own limitations, it was difficult for any of them to be perfect because of the sinful nature. And when we read the mission statement of Christ, to destroy all the works, or not just that, to take back what Adam gave Satan. And he did it. And before he left, he gave it to the church. Let me tell you this. Start knowing you are. You know why? I've been warning you, those people with this. Don't miss heaven because of something that is not directly your fault. You might qualify to go to heaven, but because you have made many people to miss heaven, you are not going to go. Yes. Because every unbeliever, adult unbelievers, in your family, in your neighborhood, in your place of work, in your marriage, if your spouse is not yet saved, they are at your mercy. That's what the Bible says, let your light so shine. I think the reason why some of you around, you might be shouting, Pastor, Pastor. Or some of you, I don't know. It's possible that some of you are not your pastor. You know why? Because by lifestyle, people in your family, people in your marriage, people in your place of work, people in your neighborhood, I think that's about it. They don't see in your lifestyle the truth you are hearing. That's the truth. Because if I'm your pastor, they will see it. It's not about speech, it's about lifestyle. Remember, one of our last updates says that your body language speak more than how you say things, which is more than what exactly you are saying. That's the truth. That's why you see some of you are envious of some other people when you see their entirety of family. You will not get into jealous rage. Next time, Pastor will say he doesn't have favorite. Yeah, my shoe. Don't Pastor Satan. No, it's true. When I have an entirety of a family following as I follow Christ, so I should not release grace of God over them. You remember that a woman came to Christ for prayers. Remember what Christ told her? He said it's not right to give the children's bread to dogs. And this woman understood what Christ was saying. Listen to me, I've told you this. Even if you are going to be nice, receive it with sound mind. There are people you should never release your grace. Are you with me? You know why? Because of how they see you. Because if the situation was reversed, see, some of us, be careful. Some of us, we are the one doing ourselves because we are releasing our grace on people that we should not. See what Christ said? He said, if a situation, if a person, if a relationship is as close as your limbs and it's holding you, that say, cut it off. He didn't say, wait for the other person to cut it. He said, cut. See, let me tell you, should I tell you the most dangerous people?
Yes, sir.
See, anybody that have issues with you and leave you alone, you better thank them and appreciate them. In fact, do send up party for them. The most dangerous people are people who don't leave you, will not leave you. Brothers,
Yes, sir.
the worst wife you can marry is not just a domineering woman, a seductive woman, a wounded woman, or a slave. It's any of those 4 women that will not let you go. And worst. Sisters, the worst man in your life is not a domineering man, it's not a seducing man, it's not a transactional man, it's not a man slave, it's not a lost woman. But any of those 5 groups of men who refuse to go. You know the worst of pastor? The worst of a pastor is not the minister that's not preaching the truth. But it's that minister that you entered life imprisonment. Because if you want to go, you start placing force on you. You cannot live your life. And if you're a minister like me, see, our own is very challenging. Forget that you are seeing churches. In fact, show me a New Testament example of a pastor that is pursuing any flock, that sends a flock away. No pastor will do that. So for us pastors, and if you're a pastor, listen to me. The worst flock or handmaiden in your life are the ones that don't have faith in you, but they will not leave you. In fact, if you don't protect yourself, if heaven doesn't send flock or handmaiden who believes in you, they will kill you. That's the only time they will leave. That is why you need to get this thing I'm saying, that you are, all of us are OYO the moment you are an adult. You are on your own. You say, my family did not leave me. Well, come and meet me. In my state of resistance, a woman is facing serious challenge. No single family is with her. It's outsiders. In our own case, it's even so bad. Our direct neighbor is supposed to be somebody that calls himself a pastor. It's Muslims that are writing to the city council. Come and help the woman out. It's a woman that used to work in the bank, at the child program, at the mental program, family abandoned. See, forget this family thing. Better face your life. You like. Family is not worth dying for. You only have a family because you are prosperous. Face a challenge, you know that you don't have family. You know another young man is still working, but because of his mental challenge, the wife abandoned, the whole family, everybody has abandoned, and they are collecting salary. They are taking advantage of his mental. Can you imagine how we can? You have left. Why collect? I didn't let people are not good. That's all of you are saying, I'm my family. I cannot do anything against my family. Continue. The family will deal with you. Continue. Go and read your scripture. It said there's a friend out there for all of us that's sticking close than a brother. That's actually what God's plan for marriage is supposed to be. Your spouse is supposed to be your last line of defense. That's God's plan. That you, family, friends, everybody, neighbors, colleagues, bosses, subordinates abandon you. Your husband will not go. Your wife will not. But they are the first to go. They are the one that even planning to kill you. That's true. In the southeast, 2 days ago, another man killed her husband. People are saying, see, sisters, it's because this truth I've been telling you, women are now seeing that truth. It's frustration that is leading these women to that extreme. They buy into a culture, into a lifestyle that says that they need a man. They get into that marriage, they see that their life is hell. I don't advocate. The scripture says that if you take a man's life by a man's hand too, your own blood too will be shed. Prevention is better than cure. Start fulfilling your purpose, sisters. Forget this marriage stuff. Even the men that need marriage, how many men do you see? It's crazy. See, I was sharing with a couple yesterday, and I will share what I told them. Are you ready to with me?
Yes, sir.
And I challenged the husband. I told the brother, I said, look at me. Both of us are men. It's only your wife that is a woman here. I said, go and ask any man. And I challenge all your brothers here. And brothers, listen to me. On your word, when you make that demonic statement, no man believes it. Even though they say they don't believe it. If you believe it, come and face me. You know you can't. You didn't believe it. It's only women that innocently and ignorantly and naively believe that statement. How many men have you seen commit suicide because their wife left them? They will even say, thank God. Go and look for another one. Or you see a woman that you have it in you to live without a man. Because a man is so interested in you, you destroy your purpose, you kill yourself, you commit suicide. You are not, or you now turn yourself into a killer. Because the truth about it, sometimes an average man out there, they are always crazy men. An average man out there is insane. Because if it's not insanity, why would somebody enjoy in prison? Or you call it off? It's the same woman that's monitoring me. Let me tell you, love is a giver. Love sets free. When somebody loves you, you need to express yourself. In fact, you sisters.
Yes, sir.
Sisters.
Yes, sir.
Sisters.
Yes, sir.
How many times did I call you again?
Yes, sir.
You will not be true. 3 times, ba?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Should I tell you the proof that a man has given his life to you? I keep on saying it. That's the proof that you have become his wife. Should I tell you the
Yes,
proof?
sir.
Yes, sir.
When you can
Yes, sir. When?
you can pardon me, when you can kill the man. See, if you don't have that kind of influence over your husband, are you with me? I have good news for you. You are not his wife. The day he meets his wife, yes. That's why men are smarter in this game than women. They know what it means. That's why he just play football with you. That's why you are called sidekick. You know there's sidekick in football. Corner kick, penalty, free kick. That's just what you are. You are just a kick. The day he meets his own, he enters into rest. That's why it's not possible for a man to have more than one wife, because you cannot give your life. You cannot make yourself vulnerable to more than one woman at a time. It might be one woman in the morning and you change it, but that's 2 women and when you put your life, it's not possible. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
Are we together?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand and believe me now that once you are an adult, you are OYO. The best anybody, man or woman, pastor or not, boss or not, president or not, can ever do for you is either a plus or a minus. But that they will determine your value. You are the one that determines your value. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
It's because of the kind of man you are that you're a king. It's because of the kind of woman that you are that you're a queen. And you have to continue working on to remain a king and a queen. That's why if you're a queen, listen to me. If you're a queen, are you with me? Start enslaving yourself, you will drop. Without becoming a slave, no more a queen. If you're a king, you start controlling a woman. You are no more a king. You have become a controller. That's true. It's you that determines. The only thing, another, once you are not a kid, you are not a Jerusalem, and you are not an unbeliever. I've told you, unbelievers, Apostle Paul said they are hopeless and godless. You know why? They are robots. That's why an unbeliever can pick axe and start killing people. You know how it's possible? All it takes is for that unbeliever. Please listen to me. For some of you are the one that actually made that unbeliever that was killing people, that was raping people to do it. Some of you are the one that made world leaders, president of course, to be acting crazy. See, when you are saved, please listen to me, and you know what you are doing as a child of God, any unbeliever in your space, they are at your mercy. If you release of hatred, that unbeliever will pick that hatred and start hating people. If you create a demon of death, you will produce a thief in that unbeliever. The unbeliever will not know where that pressure to start stealing coming from. If you command a demon of taking advantage of people, you will see rapists will wake up around you. And you don't see the unbelievers in your space start committing rape up and down. You say, why come is that so? Because the church is the light of the world. The church is the one in charge of the world. Why do you think deception is all over the place? Do you know what is producing deception? The pulpit. Your GO, the latest is doing now, is leading protest march against insecurity. And the millions of followers say he's doing something. Thank God there are smart people out there. As is the one that says he's pastor of Nigeria. That has anointed that he drinks tea with God. So couldn't he have issued a prophecy or a word and tell the angels to deal if he's so powerful? Has not turned himself into an NGO. An NGO is better, but those who will not collect money from you. He upon all the mark, he will still collect and false fruit, 90 days fast. And you will still have to talk to him. And you say you have brain. You have, but you are not using it. For me, that will not subject you to that. I'm the one you will question. I'm the one that you will say, let us continue. Yeah? So are we still together, people of God?
Yes, sir.
All right. So let's go back to this foolishness of 0202 2020 and backwards 0202 2020. Day of glory. Day of 24. You say amen. You see that? Open your Bible to Psalm 90, people of God, please. Psalm 90. From verse 12. I want to show you what God says concerning numbers or dates. Psalm 90 verse 12, please. Are we there?
Yes, sir.
Please don't let us forget. Your question is important. This question will be on them, please. Because God says, ask and you shall receive. The idiot that told you that his prayer, Christ never mentioned prayer. He just say, ask and you shall receive. Hello? Like just wait, please. Like just say something about that asking. You know why some of you are poor? I tell you.
Yes, sir.
Because the favor you are supposed to ask, you are too proud to ask. See, let me say this. It's not every prosperity that will come to you directly. It's not every prosperity God will direct people to give you. There's some prosperity that you will need to ask the person because of who you are and who that person is. How many are hearing? Sisters, I saw the sisters. Brothers.
Yes, sir.
Even if you're a king and you marry a queen, there's some prosperity that will never come to you unless you ask your wife. And sisters, are you with me? There's some prosperity, there's some lifting up you should never give your husband unless he asks. The moment you do that, you are no longer able. That's why the scripture says that pride goes before destruction. And this say, before you start asking people, the Bible says everybody should work with their own hands. I'm just saying there's some prosperity that comes by asking. But you see a lot of Christians, religious ones, they are very proud. They can't ask for favor. Sometimes you are driving on the road. You will know that this person has missed road. And you now see them turning. Instead of them to just stop by somebody, please, do you know the direction? They say because they're in a big car. Just some days ago, wasn't it yesterday, man? That hyper foolish set of boys carrying a iron gate on an house.
Oh, yes.
But there are some things you wish it happens so you can deal with it. But thank God that they would have just affected with their foolishness. One cab driver who was just going at the back. Come and see the iron gate they carry on this house. It actually covers the two lanes driving. Who are the second this truck? So the text in between us. And my to just give the first corner they took, that's how the thing flew. You direct, there's no way. And I can tell you the so-called politician they are working. If you've ever had some of these, you will see them behind as if they are the owner of the truck. Let them come there and there. I've seen it happen. And you know our laws is not being enforced here. Ideally, it should be the politician that should be held responsible because he is the one they are working for. The car. But guess what? You'll be told there. You say it's him. Somebody that they are not even paid the salary. So you end up being the one repairing your car. So are we there, Sam? Okay, you have a question.
Please, you said you just need God.
Yes.
But like Jeremiah 33 said that God said upon me and give you.
Jeremiah chapter 33, verse 3. That's not the question. What is the end of that statement?
I should call upon him and he
I have you now. So what was the ending?
and I will show you the hidden things.
Did he say he will show you himself?
No, he will help us, show us something that we understand.
See, let me tell you now. If that statement is going to be fulfilled, that scripture, it's still being fulfilled. But let me tell you, it will not be fulfilled for any of you here. The way God answers that prayer now, He will direct you to a minister who will tell you the truth. That's how God answers that prayer. But God doesn't break protocol. New Testament is you cannot hear without a preacher. That's the New Testament. God still answers that. And that's to tell you that it's not Him you need. It's the truth you need. Because you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. He didn't say you shall know God. He said when you know God, you become strong. You can be strong in foolishness. You can be strong in prison. You can be strong in bondage. But it's the truth that sets free. That's why God said He has exalted His truth above His name. All of you are saying, why didn't you ask the question? She asked, now you are not saying, don't mind them. If you have any question tomorrow, ask. You're welcome. Appreciate that and appreciate the question. That's better. I hope you understand that. Why would that? We don't need God. See, let me tell you, the moment you are an adult, you are blessed. You are blessed. In fact, some of us still think it's as a group we are image and group. No. It's as an individual. Once you are an adult, I keep on repeating, people of God, you are complete. You are complete. What is holding you down? I told last week, did I show you what is holding you down? Did I tell you it's either ignorance or weakness or outright disobedience? That is what is holding you down. There's no fourth reason why you are not getting. See, no matter what your need is today, even if your need that you need now, are you with me? It's as big as $1 billion. Do you know why you don't have that billion? Because you don't know what you need to do that will generate $1 billion. That's all. But there's something you need to do. Once you do it, the billion will manifest. That's why all answers, go and check your scriptures very well. All answers. How many answers, people of God? All answers to prayer in the scripture is an instruction of what the person who prayed need to do. Go and check it. It's now when they do that. What do you think? See, God does. Forget all this prophecy that all these marketers on pulpit are doing now. You just play with your head. Forget it all. Why do you think God told Abraham to leave his family land and everywhere? Can I tell you why? Because God knows that if he stays there, his work, his business will not progress. That's why God moved him to where his work will progress. There's nothing like automatic. That is why, let me tell you, go and read your Bible. Miracles that we are pursuing. The scripture says they are God's hobbies. When you write your CV, don't you have hobbies? What do you put on that hobbies? Things that are not important. Things that when you are jobless, you don't have anything to do, you do. Let me tell you, miracles, signs, and wonders are God's hobbies. Which God does when he doesn't have time to do anything else. The priority of God is this truth I'm sharing with you. The priority of God is you fulfilling your purpose here. I hope I'm making some sense.
Yes, sir.
So I hope we're all in Psalm 90 verse 12 now. King David was praying here. Live. Let me do that. Change it. Okay. Hallelujah.
Amen.
Hallelujah.
Amen.
So let's get back to where we are. Psalm 90, verse 12, please. Psalm 90, verse 12.
Hello, sir.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Please, I just need a further clarification on the fact that we don't need God. Because can't one say indirectly that since we need the truth, that we are still needing God indirectly?
What is the truth? Answer now. What is the truth? For example, when Abraham needed to be a father, what was the obstacle in his life that he trusted God against?
The quickening of his body.
The quickening of his body. Mm-hmm. And what?
Yes. And of that of Sarah's womb.
And fertility of Sarah's womb. Beautiful. So, does Abraham or does God need Abraham for Abraham to be a father? Answer that now.
Sorry, sir, please, I didn't get the question.
No, sir.
Does God now need Abraham for Abraham to be a father?
No, sir.
Exactly. God just needs a part of Abraham, which is the seed from his body. Ditto Sarah's womb. The truth is part of God, but not all of God. Because when you are saying all of God, you are saying that at every time you need all of God. It's religion that gives us that mentality. Because we think if we don't talk that, we are proud, we are insulting God. So so if that is so, how come godly people suffer mishap? Do you know how many people go on a journey and they prayed, especially in those motor parks? Some even give offering. And they are still mishap. See, let me tell you, people of God, the way God created us, okay, like now. Now, the same one that said we need God, oh yeah, you will see that that statement is an insult to God. Now, does God need anybody to be God?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, ba?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Whose image were you created?
God's image.
Image of God.
Whose likeness are you created?
Likeness of God.
God's life.
So don't you now agree that if you are truly created in His image and likeness, then you shouldn't need anybody to fulfill your purpose? Since God doesn't need you to fulfill this.
Okay.
Do you see that religion is a dream killer? Religion is foolishness builder. There's no way you'll be religious and you won't be an idiot. There's no way you'll be religious and you won't rebel against God. You cannot understand godliness with religion. See, let me tell you, should I tell you the truth?
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Remember, I've told you this. American brethren will confirm this to you and our other brethren in diaspora. And if you have been privileged to travel to this developed country, you will believe and you will agree with what I'm about to say. See, let me tell you this. Do you know our problem in Africa? An average African is lazy. We are very lazy people. The only thing we know how to do is to pray. And guess what? After that,
What's up?
What's up?
marry, have sex, and have children. Those are the 4 things we are champion of. We are lazy. We pray. We go after women and we'll be impregnating them. That's all we know how to do in Africa. And that is why Africa is backwards. But let me tell you, go to those developed societies. You will see what is called being hardworking. You will see how people take work. Do you know that here, when you take work serious, you know what you get? Hello?
Yes, sir.
If you are the company owner, your staff will be complaining that your own is too much, no matter how much you are paying them. If you are the staff, it's only you are doing the work. Just will give you, your colleagues will give you, your subordinate will give you. I don't know what you are facing. Talk to me now.
Yes, sir. Absolutely right.
Yeah, and if you happen to be a woman, your husband will start cheating on you by complaining that because you are not around when he's high on drugs. When you are also the man too, that is when your wife too will be claiming she needs attention. I don't know if I'm making sense. It's religion that gave us that mentality. That is why you will see somebody with all the degrees, with all ability, especially sisters. He will say he's not complete because he's not married. Let me tell you, Africa is the most godless. Is it continent they call it? Is it continent they call it?
Yes,
Prophet.
Yes, sir.
They are looking
Yes,
at me. When you miss midweek service, you should know why he's a prophet now. And I want to explain why. And prophet, if you come and ask, you don't answer him. He would at first I say back to. I hope you are still with me.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So when you look at it, it's actually that notion that you need God that is anti-God. Because God doesn't need us to function like God. Don't you know what you are saying when you say you need God? That means that you are saying God to us. God is self-sufficient. Are you not the one that sings about El Shaddai? You know what El Shaddai means? El Shaddai means the God that is no other one. And that's how you are made. See, is this ignorance of this truth I'm sharing with you? That's why you are limited today. Start discovering yourself. You will see how prosperity will come. Start realizing, especially you sisters, that you don't need a man in your life. You will see how your life will transform. You will see how prosperity will open itself for you and everybody in your space. That's why God said, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, not presence or lack of another human being. Am I making some sense?
Yes, sir.
So are we in that Psalm 90 verse 12, please? It says, so teach us to number our days. This is David talking. That we might apply our hearts unto what? Wisdom. Let me tell you, this addiction is an addiction. This addiction, I repeat again, to numbers. That tell you something that will shock you. Even though we have become mad with it. This is our addiction to numbers. Should I tell you where we get it from? We get it from God. God too is addicted to numbers. But the only difference, God is telling us here, David understood that to God, Numbers are principles. Numbers reflect life's laws. Numbers is not quantity. You know, to us, numbers is quantity. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
That is why we are struggling for more quantity. Be honest. You know why you are calling with that person? Anybody you call it, you know why you are calling with that person? Because you are afraid the person is going to have the quantity of what you are fighting over more than you. That's why you will see siblings will be abusing themselves that one has a child, one doesn't have a child. Foolishness. But life is about quantity. Because we see numbers as quantity. But God sees numbers as principles. Shall I give you an example? Do you know that when you talk one, number one, like this, are you still with me, people of God?
Yes, sir.
When you talk one,
Yes, sir.
it means you are holding a unit of an entity. Like now, holding one pen now. That's how we talk about number one. Or should I tell you what God calls one? God calls one unity. God doesn't see, like now, if you are the only one in the place, you say you are the only one. But let me tell you what God sees as one, unity. Even if it's 1 billion people, as long as they have one purpose, God says one. Which is why people don't understand. Hello, sisters especially. God didn't call you to be a slave of your husband. There's nowhere in the Bible that says that your husband and wife must like the same thing. That's not the one that God is talking about unity. When he said the two shall be one. I'm not sure you're getting it. You are one in your zeal for each other to fulfill their purpose. I'm not sure you're getting it. It's like both of you are athletes. One is a lawn tennis player, one is a table tennis player. So one is excited, support the one to be the number one table tennis player. The other will be the number one lawn tennis player. That's marriage. They are united in their support. It's unity God calls one. But do you know what we call one? That's what men think are butter. It's true. I own her. You don't own your wife, brothers. Learn this before you die cheap death and kill yourself. You don't own her. And sister, that doesn't mean that you now own him too. You don't. Well, that's what some sisters will now hear. Okay, since you know, we all believe in ownership. That's what is happening. That's why you will see what I said, that as your pastor, I don't own you. But if I tell you there are people under my shepherd who believe they own me, it's true. If I'm with them like this, another person will not greet me. Face will change. It's true. Do you know why they became like that? Because they believe it's all about ownership. So because pastor is not owning me, that means I must own. I hope sisters were listening.
Yes, sir.
Because tradition, African tradition, Nigerian tradition says the man owns one. I'm telling you, no, that doesn't mean you now own him. What God, that's why God, I love this. Does God own us?
Yes.
Where did he say that? See, we believe a lot of things as a blasphemy. Is it God that made you to sit down and dress like that? You chose to sit down. You chose to dress like that. God doesn't control us. And if God doesn't control us, any situation, please listen to me, people of God, any situation you are in today that you cannot walk out, you are a slave. God is not in that situation. See, listen to me. Are you with me? Follow me as your pastor. If you cannot walk out of that relationship, you are my slave. And God is not in it. Ditto your marriage. There's nothing like ownership. Do you know that the only, I keep on saying, the only God-given contact, not even your siblings, the only God-given contact you have in this life are your parents. You know our parents don't own us. Anything that involves ownership of another soul, adult human being, God is not in it. Whether church, whether religion, whether work, whether marriage. That's why you see people doing work that the owner of the work would never pray for his children to do. You know why they do that? Because they believe they own the staff. And the staff too believes that their property. Do you know many women pass this fashion shop, they dare not enter because they know the so-called animal. So you are no more human when you own another human being. Even if a man that you own a man, you are an animal. Even some animals don't own the other gender. It's not every animal. Some animals own. Do you know how many women pass by boutique? They dare not enter. They love to wear that dress, but they cannot because they are married. God is not in your marriage. If that happens, for you to know, at least if you want to follow an example of marriage, if you are all claiming Sarah. Hello, sisters. Not be Sarah, you are claiming that, okay, you'll be calling him Lord. The one that you want to call Lord, can he take permission from you like Sarah before he sleeps with somebody else? Do you know that for Abraham to ask that permission, that means that if Sarah say no show, that's no show for him. Before you start calling him Lord, ask him. Ask yourself, rather, can you tell him to sit down? He will not even tell you the truth. That's why I said, on that wedding day, you that you have gone through that blasphemous declaration, you the brothers, you know what I'm saying. As you are saying, you didn't believe it. Inside of you, you are saying, God forbid. And we dead will do me apart. All it takes is miniskirt to do you apart. You know, brothers. It's true. It's women that carry all their eggs and put inside baskets. Let me tell you, the only part of us that you have that is our purpose. It's only your purpose. I keep on saying it, that you should be. See, listen to me. When you see me preach like this, reason why, because that's my purpose. That's the only thing I can't say no to in my life. And I'm encouraging you, the challenges I've faced in my life, are you with me? Yes, it's when I made pastoring my purpose. That is why when people have issues with me, I feel offended. I think I'm doing something wrong. And that created problem. If I let me tell you this, it's a form of witchcraft self, if you don't know. When you cannot take somebody saying no to you. See, let me tell you, real kings, can I tell you something about real kings? No matter how much they're in love with them, no matter how much they're giving their life to that queen, the day the queen says, I'm done, I want to lift up and say, I wish you well. If at that moment they say, well, no, you can't do this to me, and you start shouting, you have changed from being a king. Even if you're a king up to that moment. If that is so, do you know how many people have become atheists today? Did God kill them? Somebody answer me now.
No, sir.
Did God kill them?
No, sir.
Somebody would now say he's a man of God. You stop coming to his church, they start cursing you. God is not in that relationship. You now say you're a child of God. Your wife can't say, I'm done with you. Your husband can't say, I'm done with you. One parent will say, don't come back to this house. And you say, God is with you. When God says children are God's heritage. Some parents are so evil, they don't even wait for marriage before they turn their back on their children. You know what some parents wait for? Lack of ego. Once a child is not bringing in money, he's no longer a child. Some parents are that evil. Wow. You're going to attend work together?
Yes.
Well, Wait. Hallelujah. That's you.
Yes.
Hallelujah.
Amen.
Hallelujah.
Amen.
So I hope we're back together, please. So going back to the scripture we are on, now we can see what I'm sharing. It says, God teach us to number our days, that we might apply add some to wisdom. And the authority of God's word, I told us that what we are all addicted to numbers, but not for the reason why God is addicted to numbers. We will see quantity, and why Christ told us that we should never give our life or other people's with quantity. Did Christ tell us that? Hello, be honest. Be honest. We won't expect someone that have 5 cars more than one that have 1 car. Be honest. Someone that have 2 houses, won't you say is more prosperous than you that is renting one? Be honest now. You see where we got it wrong. But we have in us that addiction with numbers. We got it from God. It is, but our reason for addiction is different from his own reason. We are addicted to numbers for quantity. That's why the devil uses quantity to tempt us and destroy us. That's why most times we use quantity result to judge whether we are in the right. And once you have that mindset, the devil has gotten you. But the devil will give you that quantity and it will be a wrong thing. The devil will persecute you for quantity and it will be in the right thing. But when God talks things number, God is thinking principles. For example, now, I saw a post by a sister online today and I laughed. Because I couldn't comment because I think last service dealt with people so much. Some people again reported one of my public profile. And so I've been prevented again from able to, though I can still share, but I can't make any remark. I can't. If not, I'll be able to respond. You know what this sister said? Where is her faith that people should answer it? That her birthday is 6th of June. And I remember there's a brother that used to be on Bamba. And the Bible says the number of man is 6. And Antichrist is 666. And so does that make her? But you see, what is actually, I knew where she's coming from. We all have this thing about number, don't you? If you don't have about numbers, why did they fool you with 2020? I'll be 0202 2020. Some of you even say, okay, that's what. Oh, I will even see your 2 o'clock service. 02 02 020. Pardon? That one of them. It's true, not them. Do you know what they will get through to us? Because we are all thinking quantity. But see, God thinks principles. God thinks the truth when he sees number. And I give you an example. When you are talking one, you are talking about unit one. I'm holding 1 pen. I'm the only one in that situation. Are you with me? But when God is talking one, God is talking about unity. You get it? That's why God says, even if it's 2 or 3 following a minister, a local church is born. Because it's the unity. That's why God said, if anything shall agree as touching anything, which is why I said that that's God's plan for marriage. So that your life prayer partner is your spouse. But unfortunately, marriage has become most prison now. Because people don't marry for you, don't enslave your friend. You don't dictate. Even though you are the best advisor and supporter of your friend, you don't control your friends. You support your friends. Even though you advise your friend, this is my advice. But the moment they say this is what they want to do, you give them the support. How many wives like to wear my and after the marriage, the husband gave them full support. Even went to go and charter the micro mini for them. He said, sir, please, sir, let me tell you the truth. If your wife, the better start supporting her so that you don't miss ever. All of you think I don't enjoy myself. Let me tell you what gives me. I told you last year that the singular thing that gives me joy in that 36 years, this is 37th year of fulfilling my purpose, is that no single soul can point to me that I enslaved them. And none of you don't have that to misbehave. But let me tell you the level by which all of you are free. You are all free to pretend that you are my slave. You know the level of freedom that we take. You are not a slave, but you are free to pretend and act that you're a slave when you know that that's not what it takes high level of freedom. You know why? Because I know that with that, there's no obstacle my eternity with God. The red line with God wants somebody. That's one of the reasons why men will not be plenty in heaven. But if they're enslaved women. That's why pastors will not be plenty in heaven, because they leave the flock. That is why. It's the red line with God. Was it not Christ that washed his disciples' feet? Now is it not the disciples washing the pastor's feet? They're even bathing for him now. It's true. Just like when I was sharing last week with you principle that as your pastor, for all of you that you're strong, part of my job is to water you. And when you water people, it's in bread. You don't water people in ministry of the word. Watering starts with prayer. Sometimes watering people were there, you might have to sow financial seed to them. That's part of my job. For any of you that is still tender, where I told you what the fears will be. What you are afraid of is that, oh, somebody, pastor, I'm hungry. You will now turn me into Jehovah Jireh, my provider. But do you know it's still freedom for them to do that? It takes freedom for people to rebel. It takes freedom for people to be able to point accusing finger at you. See, brothers, we have a problem. Many of us, Satan has invested our mind. Do I tell you the truth? Be honest, brothers. Will you marry a woman that can call you to order over the one that will say yes, sir, all the time? Be honest. Is the love is there? Is she the one commanded to love you? Because I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Last year, 2019, I gave the sisters homework that they should show me. I don't need 2 or 3 verses where God said, wife, love your husband. None of them came up to tomorrow. That's why you are now saying love is there. Because sisters are waking up.
Amen.
I didn't say that. You are the one that said that. I said it there. That the scripture says, if a man's blood is shed by your hand, wait for your own blood to be shed by somebody's hand. And Nigeria is not so kind. When you kill somebody, unless you can press body before you can prove manslaughter. And you know you don't have jury system. And most judicial are men. So for the fact that you kill a man, it's likely it's a man that will preside over your case. No sentiment. That's what I'm saying. But I said the reason why it's getting that because the women have seen what I'm shouting to women now. I think they are safety. See, sisters,
Yes, sir.
no matter what your parents are saying, no matter what your religion is saying, no matter what the man is saying, there's an organization, it's called FIDA. Go there. There's National Council for Women's Society. Go there. They will have you. They don't burn your parents. They don't burn the pastor. They don't burn your village. They don't burn the religious leader to force you to say that man. Once organs in Nigeria intervene, why must you kill yourself? Why must you? You are here to fulfill your purpose. When the word of God says that when God created, He created male and female. The way a man is free to walk about, you too, you are free to walk about. You can't fulfill your purpose without walk about. Think about it, sisters. Sisters.
Yes, sir.
Sisters.
Yes, sir.
Sisters.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I want you to answer this question in your home. Between being a wife and being a commercial sex worker, who should have more dignity and respect? Sisters, answer this one. Sisters, who should have more respect? A wife.
Yes.
But you know Nigeria is not so, and I'll prove to you it's not so. The commercial sex worker chooses when to have sex. You can't choose when to have. Because you are his property. She chooses who she has sex with. You can't choose who. Do you know how many women in the name of being a wife have been sodomized every day? Because they cannot say how to have sex with their husband. If you try that with a command, you will pay through your nose. And on top of that, she has money. She's making, you are making zero from it. It's sickness. STD that you have. That should tell you that something has gone wrong. This is not marriage as God planned it. I've told you from God, marriage are two independent people, a queen and his queen, who can do without each other, but love to hang around each other. Don't you know it's fun? Have you ever seen men in the kitchen trying that kitchen apron? It's one of the things that will make your ribs to crack. That's what marriage is meant for. Let him tie that kitchen. You see when men want to fry egg, as if they are frying eternity. As the woman, you're supposed to be the supervisor. Sit down. Let them be frying the egg. That's marriage. Go ahead, sir. Ask your question, sir.
What I say is not too practical.
Why is it not practical?
I know that not for my own sake.
Why is it not practical?
It sounds somehow for occasionally maybe the man can cook for himself and eat.
So who tell you that it's a woman's job to cook?
So
Who says it?
the women themselves believe.
Is it women? Who said it? Is it women that created marriage?
No, sir.
Is it not God that created marriage? So show me a man that knows the scripture. Where is it in the scripture where God says, woman, that you are in this world to cook? Show me in the scripture where the Bible says a woman that cooks is from the Lord.
Remember, it was Rebecca that prepared the food that Jacob gave to the father to eat before the blessed food. So it wasn't Jacob that prepared it.
So the baker to you look like a wife material.
So I have my questions later.
Hey, ask it now.
No.
Now it is.
Later.
Okay. You know your pastor. The one you should ask now won't answer in private, but they collect on to it. Just like the one you should ask in private and won't answer in public. But it's true. You are studying Rebecca. Is Rebecca sisters? Is Rebecca an example for you? Do you know Rebecca is one of the worst women? How can you, a mother, like one child and need another one? Talk less of twins. You must be an evil woman. Even if your man is like that, why should a woman have that? Let me tell you, real women, even if they have 100 children, they don't have favorites. No matter the gender. And let me tell you, some people will tell you, it's because you have too many. Now lie. Rebecca had 2, yet he had a favorite. That means that if it was only Jacob he had, he would eat him. Yes. See, let me tell you, once you are an adult, it's your choice to be an evil person. It's not your gender. I know men, one of them is talking with you, who has a heart like that of good for people. And I know women, Satan is learning lesson from them. The wickedness. Gender is not your reason for being kind. It's your choice. Gender is not your reason for being smart. It's your choice. So let me do that so we'll get an update. Now, it says, God teach us to know that we might apply our hearts unto what? Wisdom. Unto sound mind. To tell you that number should be a guide to life's law. Are you with me?
Yes.
But not the quantity. That is why religion, demon, foolishness is what is behind all this quantity thing. That's why you now see all sorts of write-up. Looking for that one I was constructing. That means that we now see all sorts of numbering. 0, 2, 2, 2, 2. It doesn't happen. The next one is 9,900 and something years. When it be 0, 3, 0, 3, 30, 30. Not me, I will be here by that time. So Christ definitely would have come. I still believe God. I'm still hoping that our generation will be the one that brings Christ. But if our generation don't bring Christ, I trust our children's generation. I know our Chinese-like children. They are of sound mind. That's why many of you are scared for them to hear the message because you know your children. Say, Daddy, that's not what Pastor preached. Remember, after I said, don't talk to mommy like that. You're not going, Mommy, sorry. Then you will hear your children will tell your mommy, your wife, Mommy, are you ready to leave Daddy? Let me know, we'll go with you. You will sit up Daddy. It's true. It's true. So, when you look at today's date, the most pronounced thing there is what? Number 2, isn't it? That's just what is pronounced. It's what about 0? 0 to God is nothing. Now, what does nothing is? Nothing is completeness.
Yes, sir.
Because God is 0%, not 100%. But we are seeing nothing. But God sees absolutely. I'm trying to tell you how you should be seeing numbers. Do you know what number 7 is? 7 units of things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's what we call 7. But you know what God sees as 7? Rest. Fulfillment of your purpose. I'm not sure you're getting it. That means that today, start seeing numbers the way God sees it. Are you with me? Anytime you see number 7, when it's 7 o'clock, don't be seeing 7th hour after 12 midnight. Be seeing this means I must fulfill my purpose. Are you getting it now? Yes, another one is 4. You know what we call 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 sides. or 4 things. 1, 2, 3, 4. But you know what God calls for? Direction. That means that anytime you see 4, tell yourself, God wants me to have a sense of direction in my life. God doesn't want me to be a confused person. Am I reaching out to us, people of God?
Yes, sir.
So, what does God see as 2? I want to tell you, God's people, on the authority of God's word, what God sees as 2 is balance, equilibrium, justice, stability. Do you know one of the reasons why many of us have problems is that we don't have a sense of balance? I'll give you an example of how not to have a sense of balance. Hello? Are you ready to hear this? Most men are smart but wicked. Most women are extremely nice but stupid. That's a lack of sense of balance. God's balance is be smart and be nice. In fact, many of us are worse than the devil. The devil too has balance. The devil is stupid and wicked. We now take one from God, one from Satan. He cannot work. So when days like this should be a day you should remind yourself that I'm supposed to have a sense of balance in my life. I will still give more example. Now me and you. Hello?
It's perfect.
You don't need perfection to have a sense of balance. Do I know it all? If I know it all, why am I bringing out revelations every day? But because you don't know it all doesn't mean you should be stupid. No matter the level of knowledge where we can answer this simple question, this thing that I'm saying, does it make sense? Okay, between man and woman, who gets pregnant? Woman. And what does pregnancy do? It translates what you cannot see with your naked eye to a bouncing baby boy or a bouncing baby girl. So who needs you? Shouldn't that tell you that it's the semen that lays the egg in the woman, not the other way around? So if somebody, it's just like, no people are beginning to look up to this flat earth thing. Somebody wrote on our public page, a sister to her, I'm really excited. Who I need to think? I'm really excited. You know what this sister said? He said since she was in secondary school and now she's a mother, about to be a grandmother. He said the world is going in the and she's still in the same spot in Nigeria. And shouldn't the world rotate, it should have rotated her. See, let me tell you, I said we are getting there. Many of these books of lies will be rewritten. That's why sometimes some of these plain mishap that they will just carry one quick astronomical or whatever theory to give you. I tell you the truth. Most of these plain they eat the wall, the dome, but they don't want you to know. They will not say they disappeared. See, let me tell you a simple thing. Go and Google it. Nobody is permitted to travel to the Antarctica. Even they say the South Pole, but you can go to Arctic, which is not cold. Yet they are going to space. A part of the earth, but you can go to what is beyond the earth. Doesn't that tell you that doesn't make sense? You know why they don't want you to go to Antarctica? Nobody gets to Antarctica and you don't know that we're on a dome because that is the edge of the dome. You are in the enclosed space. Of course, when you get there, you know that somebody put it. Nobody arrives in a prison by luck or by chance or by atomic explosion or what they call it, a big bang. When you are in a dome, you know somebody put you there. You know this nuclear treaty. Because they know if they don't get some bad, idiotic rulers, those ones will keep on eating the dome. What is the color of water? Water is color, but in an ocean, what is the color of an ocean? It's blue. It's when it's dirty, it becomes green or blue. It's blue. When you look up to the sky, what is the color of sky? That's because there is water. There is water top of the family. There's a film. I think it's this actor Jim Carrey that did it some years ago. I forgot the name of it. You can't find the film, it's been withdrawn. Unless you already have your copy before. You can't find it anywhere to download. Because that film exposes the conspiracy of silence. The guy was like in his own thing. People were there, didn't know that it was being watched, and people were. But they came out of that dome. What is the title of the film? I can't remember. But if you know the place, go and say you won't find it. It's been withdrawn. Why did they withdraw it? Nobody was killed there. No terrorism was there. No religion was being advocated there. Why did they withdraw it? You will see Islamic country, Christian country, Democratic, they will all agree once it comes to this moon issue. In China set up their own so-called unmanned satellite to the moon last year. The US fight them when it came to that. So when the scripture tells you that Satan is the God of this age, you better believe it. He's a liar. So start asking questions, people. Start seeing life from the angle of God. And please start having a sense of balance in your life. Let me give you another example that many of us we don't have a sense of equilibrium. Do you know that in families, hello, many of us we can't strike the equilibrium. Are you ready? I'll tell you why. You will either have people who take care of their parents. Yet the parents is deciding for them. Or the ones that pray not that they've abandoned parents. When it's people that can strike the balance. They take care of the parents, but the parents can't decide for them. I'm not sure I get what I'm talking about. How many men do you see are the one working, the wife is not working, yet the wife still has freedom? How many women that have their own finances, are you with me, that don't control the husband? They are, but it's fine. That is to tell you, in fact, today's messages, what you should get from number 2 is what I'm telling you. That I should have a sense of balance. Have you ever noticed that many people that are nice are the ones that are heartbroken?
Yes.
Have you ever seen anybody that's really heartbroken? It's because of lack of balance. You know why? Because we didn't follow what Christ said. Christ said, be wise as serpent. Who used the serpent in the Bible first? Answer me now. Moses is the one that enters a serpent and tells you to eat the food. It was Satan. You know what Christ means? Christ said, be wise as Satan before you become harmless as a baby. That's how many of us are suffering. We've opened ourselves to people that you never opened yourself to. Even when it comes to love, God never said love yourself. Love another person more than yourself. You should love yourself first. But because we don't understand that God is a God of balance, we want to love somebody else more than ourselves and our destruction. You know what Solomon said? Solomon says, when you give what you are not supposed to give, you will end up poor. When you also hold what you are supposed to give away, you will still end up what? You know, most givers don't know how to save. And most savers, they hardly give. They are tight-fisted. Many people cannot manage having a saving and being a giver. They are seeing today's message now. What balance should be? Do you know that many parents cannot strike the balance with their children? Between taking care of your children, being there for your children, and spoiling them. Many parents cannot put their feet down. They will defend their children even when they are doing what is wrong, instead of correcting them. In the name of, then the ones that don't defend the children are the ones that are cruel and wicked to the children. Lack of balance. And God that we are serving is a balanced God. He created and ended at the same time. Alpha and Omega. That's balance. Which means that God will not start, somebody is not ready to finish. Brothers, I hope you are listening. You are a rapist, you are evil. If you ever ask a woman out and you are not interested in living all of your life with her, and sisters, wake up. Don't take it that he only asked me out there, say, let's go for a drink. Know his mission. Don't take a drink when you know you won't flesh. Why do you want to give drink? Have you given him and that drink? If he says he's hungry. I hope I'm making some sense.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Even do you know in the church, you are not supposed to respond to any pastor that has not been there for you. What the scripture says, he that is taught is past, not that is preached to. Teaching is this. When you are teaching people, you give them assignment. You give them practicals. You give them examples. You answer their question. You support them. Do you know there's even some nice teachers who will use their own money to print items for students so that the student can learn? Those are the kind of ministers you should respond to. Are you with me? Yes, and even the Bible didn't mention money. He said in all good things, the first good things, let that teaching that you got it, let it show in your life. That's the best way you can say thank you to me as your pastor. When your spouse, when your children, when your parents, when your neighbors, when your family members, when people in the office can see this teaching, that's the best way to respond. I don't know if I'm making some sense. In fact, most of those churches said they would have collected offering before the message. Because they are capitalized, because they know people don't have a sense of balance in their life. Sisters,
Yes, sir.
see, it's not decency what you call decency. Do you know what you call decency? Because somebody is looking at you, you now increase the length of your skirt. Do you know what you have just encouraged? You have just encouraged corrupt eyes. As long as what you are wearing befits where you are going. Know that some things that you must not wear skirts. That's why you see in Lagos and the ban keke, Okada, motorcycle. Come and see all the SU religious women are all shouting hallelujah. You know why? Because they don't wear trousers. But the best way to wear enter motorcycle, you have to sit by the side. And if anything happens, you are forced to fall down. So how will you climb Okada on a skirt? You have to put the skirt up. I'm not sure you're getting what I'm talking about. Most of all, we call this. Do you know that it's difficult to rape a woman, to sexually rape a woman that wears tight jeans? Those tightly fitted skinny jeans that you almost cut the skin if you are going to cut. You see, it's a brother that is saying that, sisters, but religion will tell you, thou shalt not put on what belongeth to a man. But a male doctor can be checking you. See yourself. It's true now. If you want to be, kuku be holy to the end. you see the same man that's preaching that to you. Go and meet many men. One men, boys hate injection. I don't know why. The one of them is confessing. Before you can say a man say he likes injection, maybe he's born again. Men hate injection. But if they want somebody to inject them, they will say, woman to come and inject them. Go and meet any. If they see a male nurse coming, say no, that they are okay. But yet they will not cloud over you. That no man should attend to you. Is that not hypocrisy? Is that not imbalance? How am I making some sense, people?
Yes, sir.
Today should be about balance. Start having a sense of balance in your life. When God told Adam to walk, what God told Adam was two kinds of work. He said, dress and keep. You must connect back. Are you going to add me or I should add myself? I ask you for myself. I didn't ask for yourself.
Okay, sir. Let me. That's where I am.
Don't just jump on.
No, sir.
Just join me. We should change network. I'm on Mega.
Okay.
Should I change? They say no internet.
Okay. Something is saying.
Let me change it.
Hang on.
That's the guys. The anointing they carry. Okay, the guys the issue is Bafana that is okay. Thanks for the corrections. They are under you.
National team.
National team.
No, men national team. More attractive to watch.
And we can't do anything against the truth. Truth is coming out. Just joining the couple.
Okay.
But
Yes.
just
Everybody has.
excellent. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Amen.
Amen.
Hallelujah.
Amen.
So going back to where we are, number 2, it's about balance. Let's have a sense of balance, God's people. Okay? And specifically, 2 means balance. Have a sense of balance. Before you are good to anybody, be smart about it. Are you with me? Even though you are open-handed, please learn to save. Before you love somebody, love yourself first. Okay? Every of these attributes you're seeing on your screen, make sure everyone is preceded by a sound mind. That's how to have balance. Remember, I told you that if you are carrying a long flag, if you want to carry the tower, carry it in the middle. The middle attribute of God, the middle finger here is wisdom, sound mind. That's why the scripture says we speak wisdom among them that are mature. Not that we pray among them that are mature. Not that we share money among them that are mature. Not that we walk in love among them that are mature. He said, but we speak what? Wisdom. Let it be part and parcel of each other that anything you're doing. Some time ago, me and the sister were sharing, and we started talking about even sexual fellowship position among couples. And I told her, I said, there's one out there that many women know that position makes them a slave to the man. And the equivalent of it, which is what men can even do to court their wife, hardly will you say anymore. Life is about lost people. Life is about principle. Things don't just happen. Just say, and guess what? The number one thing that don't just happen is accidents. Bad things don't just happen. Before any bad thing happens, there is a law that is being fulfilled. And that's why, please, don't let the awesomeness of the message of God deceive you. I've told you before, grace and sin deal with each other. But consequences of sin, which is death, is what mercy did with. What the scripture says, it says of the Lord's mercy we are what? Not. He didn't say because of the Lord's mercy we are forgiven. Or because of the Lord's mercy our sins are forgiven. Please be careful. That's what God told Pastor Timothy. He said, lay hands on no man suddenly. See, let me tell you, there are some people, they might be your family, they might even be your spouse, they might be your place of work. Are you with me? Who have already broken laws. Be careful. So that you won't carry what is not part of what you bargained for in your life. That's what the Bible says. The judge shall live. You see, this sense of balance will make us to be safe. See, there's nothing that says you, a woman, cannot be richer than your husband. If you are more hardworking, why must you not be richer? Somebody answer me. Hello? Why couldn't that happen? Where did you see that you must not be richer than your pastor? If you are more hardworking. In fact, let me tell you, those 5 areas of life, they are independent of each other. Business area of life is different from marriage, it's different from family, it's different from spiritual area of life, and it's different from political area of life. Those 5, you are supposed to have your influence independent of each other. Are you with me? There's nothing that says because you're a woman gender, you cannot be more successful when it comes to family, when it comes to church. There's nothing that says you cannot be more successful than pastor. When it comes to your place of work, there's nothing that says you cannot be more successful. It's about the laws you obey. And the chief law is this issue of faith. Think you are me there.
Yes, sir.
That's your law.
Yes, sir.
And the number one law, like I'm saying, is the issue of faith. We are all governed by our belief system. Once you believe something, your DNA start entering that thing. Am I making some sense, people of God?
Yes, sir.
None of us can perform beyond our faith. None of us. That is why, should I tell you why I can ever be more successful than you? It's because you have been programmed to believe that, oh, my pastor should prosper more than me. It's your belief that is making that happen. Sisters, do you know why you are not more successful than you can't fulfill Proverbs 31, which says that when your husband is low in cash, it's not just in advice you can give. That is what help us with table means. Are you with me? It means that you will even have your own money. But do you know why that can happen? Because you have been governed that you must report yourself to him. Do you know that most marriages, 99.9 marriages, the wife doesn't know how rich or poor the husband is? But the husband knows 101% of their own. Know their salary, know the loan they have carried. That's why when we tell the wife, go and carry loan, you are doing it unto the Lord. Husband is not listed among the people you do things as unto the Lord. Do you know people you do things as unto the Lord? Huh?
Yes.
The blind, the deaf, the crippled. If your husband demands something and say as unto the Lord, starting from the bedroom upstairs, tell him, are you blind? Are you crippled? Are you deaf? Are you dumb? No, it's true. Even if it's me, your pastor, that demand that, answer me back. Ask me. You are offering. Pastor, are you deaf? Are you dumb? Are you crippled? Is Jerusalem the Bible says if you do unto them, you are doing it as unto the Lord. And let me tell you, true Jerusalem will not even ask. For him to be demanding of you is not a Jerusalem. But the blind will not even see you. All you just say, have mercy on me with the gold that you'll be dropping the coins. So don't spend coins again. You go to those shopping malls, they will not give you coins as they will not put one box for orphanage where you drop. They will know that they can't spend the coins. You will not bring the coins back. It's recycled back into the set. No, have you ever seen any orphanage that say thank so supermat for blessing us? Okay. You're on your own, sir. I can't mention any name. I just know that they do it in shopping mall. All right. So I hope we are good today.
Yeah.
And I hope all of us we are ready to have a sense of balance in our lives.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank God for the children. I could hear them with the children when they are shouting, yes, sir. The children have balance. You know why? Especially with their mothers. So if a king to your children will have balance with you. You know when mothers correct children, they will cry. They are still holding on to the same. In fact, some children, a sister too, on her profile, which I have access to. Do you know what she put there yesterday? In our generation, thank God. That's what mothers are. If you know how they used to force feed us in our own days, our mothers will kill us inside their lap, turn us upside down, and carry their hand and open. So you know what this sister said? Say, Father, how did I survive this committing suicide just again? You know, and when she said it really brought, you know, thank God, what that's really, but life is about loss. Men are wicked. And you know, if our mothers, if you ever converse, despite that you're upside down like that, it's still the same mother that our father would know. He will not call her a witch. How would a baby converse when you are always, and when does our mothers get, they will pin us down. You can't get out of that grip until you finish that pap. They will not turn you upside down. And the thing, they know you're upside down, the thing will be going up. Because you will finish and leave that glass. Especially the boy, because they are playing. And our mothers always time me when you're about to go and play football. And normally, the way they will treat you, they say, please come and take this one, this one. They will just grab you, pin you down. Especially when you are under the weather, that you don't want to take medicine. You now carry one food that you like the most. It's well with our mothers. So.
Amen.
So God's people, please, as a king and queen, appreciate your mothers. They are awesome people. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Any pastor that says forget your own mama, they are waiting for them in hellfire. And do those pastors, have you heard that those pastors, they take care of their own mama very well. They will not say your own mama na witch. And you too, you believe. So who is the mumu? Now you. They are smart. They are just wicked with their smartness. Don't be playing into their hands, okay? But have a balance. Do you know the balance? If your mama, please listen to me. Hello? No matter how you take care of your mama, the day your mama turns her back on you, let her go. If you don't let her go, you might exit this world before your time. You get it?
Yes,
The
sir.
day your mama, your papa turns their back, you are free. They have gained independence. That's the balance. How we are getting this balance?
Yes.
Parents too. Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Can I tell you a balance?
Yes, sir.
Even though the scripture says, can a mother forget her suckling child? Your adult children, they are not suckling child. The day your adult child humiliates you, let them go, call them. Disown them. If not, they will corrupt you. That's the balance. We must all have that sense of balance. That's why there is nothing like the dead do you part. It is as long as that person is for you. Are you with me? That's why I told you, brothers. The day that your wife is no longer a queen and she's not ready to take from being a queen, withdraw your life so that you fulfill your purpose. Stop putting your life in her hands. And sisters,
Yes, sir.
the day is no longer a king and her is a king no more cutting you off. He doesn't believe I withdrew his life. You too stop influencing him. This is why I tell you, if you can't close your leg, close your heart. Anybody can say that. Are you with me? After that one time, he won't come near you again. Because he will see that he's making out with somebody who has closed a heart. That's the truth. We all have that sense of balance in our life. It's this imbalance that is really, really affecting us. And guess what? Brothers and sisters, if you are a real king and queen, are you with me? If you see that your partner is no longer worth it, you will think of your children. People that have sense of balance will ask themselves, does it pay my children, but they are still children, not adults, to stay in the relation? Real kings and queens who have balance, even though their partner is no longer a king or queen, they will stay because of the children. Because if you look at the qualities of king, and you see the interest of a child is primary. I'm sure you get what I'm saying. We all need culture. That's why there are churches you should not go to anymore. There are some things a pastor should never tell you. If a pastor tells you that the food you need to, the money you need to pay your house rent, to pay, take care of your wife and child, carry it as offering, leave that church. If you say that you're on your own, heaven is done with you. In fact, God is embarrassed at your level of stupidity. Holy Spirit will never move near you at that level of gullibility. Do you hear what I've just said?
Yes,
Because what God said, he said, give unto what Caesar first before you give unto God. That pastor, what if it's to you? I've just told you. Is it not God that represents your life? Give to the Caesar first. Your wife is the Caesar. Your children is the Caesar. Are you with me? Your office is the Caesar. You know what? Pastor, you are tied to my purpose. Isn't God tied to your purpose? Is it not God that give you the purpose? God says, give unto Caesar what? First. Before you give unto him. That is balance. You have a problem in your life. Don't be jumping. Everything is not prayer. Start from the natural. Which natural law did you break? It is when you satisfy all the natural laws. How listen to me? Huh? See, listen to me. Don't let the religion kill you. Sisters, a man you cannot stand naturally. You can't stand him spiritually. One day you will wake up, the real you will wake up, and you will see that there was never a natural likeness. That's what breeds frustration. And brothers, listen, don't let the religion to kill you. In the name of the Lord, a woman that you cannot enjoy their natural company, you can't enjoy their spiritual company. Because we are programmed to start from the natural first. You get it? We are not God. We are like him, but we are not him. It's God that starts from the realm of the spirit. You get it? That's what God told me. God told me in a lie. That's not that God told me. You start from the natural first. That's how we are programmed to work. Have that sense of balance, people of God. All right, so let's go to our updates today, which we already have. Please don't forget, I said your question is still there.
Please, the crowd is not from Pastor.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you go over the numbers and their meaning before God? One is unity.
2 is balance. The examples, of course, today is not about numbers. 2 is balance. And I thought about 7. 7 is about rest, we fulfilling our purpose. And I talk about 4. 4 is direction. We having a sense of direction in our life. The other ones. Okay. But I just gave the example. When you study, you will see. Like if you see 3, the scripture say 3-4 cord is not easily broken. So when God sees 3, he sees strength. He sees completeness. So each of them have. Like 8 before God made circumcision to cut off. So whenever you see 8 o'clock in the morning, that means that, oh, I should cut off things that are not meant to be in my life. I should cut off people that are not meant to be. I should cut off relationships. I should cut off habits. I should cut off belief system. But that's what God used numbers for. And this is how to be godly. To see numbers the way God sees them. I hope we got that, please.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
You're welcome. Now, the first of our updates, which I call it the integrity of all of us is alive. That's why I keep on saying, even our parents make mistakes, none of us is a mistake. But it doesn't mean we won't make mistake. I repeat, even if our parents make mistake, none of us is a mistake. But it doesn't mean as adults we won't make mistakes. So don't ask it because the child you will give birth to won't be a mistake. Doesn't mean it's not a mistake you have in them. It can be a mistake and you pay for it. I've said it before. The reason why some people, especially women, will miss 7 is because they wanted to have a child by all means. Because children are not a mistake doesn't mean you are not going to make a mistake by having one. How can you have a child and there's other people that will be taking care of it? Please, let's have this sense of balance. Some time ago, I saw a sister that I respect so much under my shepherdship online. And guess what this sister was doing? Taking care of her nieces and nephews up to 1 a.m. And it's not as if these are siblings at Jerusalem. You explain that.